when it matters most.
Yes, let's take another deep, fresh breath. Thank you for joining this purpose, this mission today. Let's start by getting centered and beginning to just hear from the presence from around us that is within us. Let's bring that presence let us hear from that presence that is within us and bring it around us. Yes. And so right now we're just standing in this place of gratitude, thankfulness, with a thankful heart. Asking God right now for a heart of righteousness. Let us vote for a heart of righteousness right now. And this is what we want to ask God today, because we want this to be something that is within us. To vote for hearts of righteousness. Beloved, right now I contend with you to just be still right now in everything that you're doing and really, really, really get centered inside and listen. Hear with feeling. Hear the pounding in your heart. Hear with the pounding against your chest. Feel that without touching. Just feel your heart. And begin to vote righteousness in everything. And we're just asking God to lead us, to guide us, to strengthen us, keeping us aware in this moment, keeping us aware in the presence of a heart of righteousness. We're not voting for political reasons. We're not voting in political races. We're voting on the human heart. That our hearts be made righteous. That our decisions be made pure. That our thoughts be made clear. So that we can vote from a heart of righteousness. So we ask God to give us a righteous heart. To remove all hindrances, blinders, and remove all those who keep us from having righteous hearts. God, right now we're asking for you to help us in this moment. To have a righteous heart. Let us just feel that presence of righteousness in our decisions, love abounding around and in and through us, so that we walk lockstep in key in righteous decision making and righteous thought provoking and righteous sitting in our silence from that person who may have triggered us, or that thing that triggered us, or our past that triggered us, or our traumas that trigger us, or our hurts that trigger us. Let us remove those blinders. Let us remove those blockages. Let us remove those barriers and barricades over our heart, so that our heart is open, free, moving about and about, so that we are judging, acting, living, serving, voting from a righteous heart. And we know that a vote, God, is not just a vote at a ballot box, but we know that a vote is a decision. To make a decision is to vote. And we're asking that our decision making be righteous, God. So release and remove anything that is keeping us from voting good, voting love, voting sharing, voting compassion, voting on caring, voting on giving and serving. Help us to remove these barriers and these barricades, these blockages and these blinders that cover our heart, so that we may vote righteously when we remove ourselves from whatever situation we find ourselves in. If it is to buy a new home, let us vote from a righteous heart on that. If it is to make in 10 new groups and settings, let us vote righteously on that. If it is to help someone by giving, let us vote righteously on that. Let us vote from a righteous place, God. Let us contend with ourselves that when we check ourselves, we are not competing with ourselves. We are completing ourselves, God, because we are coming through our heart. We are coming through God. We are coming through love. We are coming through righteousness. Let this light beam and let this light emanate from your heart space right now. Feel it beaming from you, so that you know that what that energy that you are sending out is a voting on love and a voting on righteousness. It's a voting because we know that a voting is a decision to be made. A voting is a decision, beloved. And we're asking that on all things that we do, let us vote righteous. And we ask right now that this be our meditation today. That our meditation be that we sit in the silence of righteousness. Let us feel this flow come through our hearts. So let us be still right now. No more asking of God, but this now we are being of God. We are being with God. We are being in God. We are being with God. And this is where we become, or this is where we be what we ask. This is where we begin to be what we ask. So let us be, let us sit in this moment, breathing in, sitting in this moment right now. I want you to, in this meditation, see your heart traveling over this deserted land. You moving through your heart. I want you to sense yourself moving through your heart like you are flowing, flying like Superman over this deserted land at infinite speed. Nothing in your way. There's just the surroundings of trees, and you're flying like Superman through this forest. You're flying like Superman over this deserted land. You're flying like Superman through these mountains. But this is you in your heart moving in these spaces. Freely flowing, boundless, no boundaries surrounding around your heart. It is just you in your heart moving in through that space. Feel yourself in your heart, moving inside your heart, in that space, as if you were Superman flying over deserted land, flying through forests and trees, flying up and low, flying through the valleys and flying over the mountaintops, freely able to go. Just sense yourself moving through this space in your heart. Just sense it right now. This is you. Go there. Over the rivers, down the streams of the waterfall, going with the wind, upstream and downstream. Feel the coolness from the water underneath come over your body as you move through. Feel the wind underneath your arms as you move through. Feel your hair flowing back as you move through. I just want you to move through your heart and feel this overtaking of righteousness, as if it was the cooling of the waters beneath you as you soar, as if it was the wind beneath your arms as you fly, as if it was the wind going with you as you move over the mountains and down the valleys. I want you to sense yourself and in your heart space, you moving through righteousness, so that when you are voting not at a booth, not in a ballot box. We're not talking about politics, beloved. We're talking about decision making. This is what it means to vote, that your decisions are righteous. We're talking about voting righteousness. And this is what I want you to sense in this meditation. As you circle the globe and leave the planet and hang out with the stars and fly next to Mars and say hello to Venus and come back and immerse yourself into these waters once again, having fun with this moving about, because you are free, you are boundless. There are no boundaries for you, no limitations on you. There is just a free flowing, moving about as you pass the animals. I just want you to sense yourself moving in your heart in a true sense in this meditation. Feeling this love abound within you. Beloved, take a deep breath in right now. Let it rise. Let it escalate. Let it sit. Let that breath sit right now. Let it sit. Before you release that breath, I want you to know that you are righteous. You are righteous as they come. Everything that you do is righteous. Every word that you go is a righteous act. Every thought that you have is of a righteous thought. And every word that you speak is of a righteous word. Release that breath. And remember, we want to be what we ask, and so we breathe into the biosphere so that our atmosphere reflects the biosphere. And so we want to breathe into the biosphere again, this righteousness in our hearts. Breathe into. Let that breath rise, escalate, and sit. And when it sits, we hold it. We hold the breath when it sits. Right at the very top. Taking a moment to be what we ask by breathing into the biosphere. Now let us release that what we ask into the atmosphere. Because we want to be at most. We want to be at our very best. We want to be at most our very best. At most our very best. So we release from the biosphere into our atmosphere, so that we are at most the very best being, the very best righteousness of love that we can be, the very best of God that God within can offer. So let us breathe into the biosphere, letting it escalate, letting it rise. Let that breath sit. Hold it, and just hold that intention of righteousness in your heart. See yourself freely flowing, moving like Superman, flying through, soaring through, moving fast through. Just see that with all intention. See it, but feel it. Feel yourself in this space. Feel it between your ears. Hear it within your head. Immerse it within your heart. Release it within your soul. Now give it away with your breath into the atmosphere. Give it away. Because what we release, we give. What we ask, we release to the universe by giving it to the universe. Giving it to God, giving it to Gaia, our natural environment, and that which surrounds us. And so now we create an atmosphere that reflects the biosphere. And from the biosphere, are we at most our very best? Beloved, I love to come with you in this daily sunrise, this prayer and meditation, this moment that I get to share with you. I'm so thankful because I am grateful. I'm great, full of greatness. I'm full of greatness. So I'm grateful, and I love to share the fullness of my greatness with you. So therefore, I'm thankful that I get the opportunity to be alive and do that, to awaken myself to do that and awaken with you. So I am grateful. But I'm thankful that I get to share the fullness of my greatness with you. So I'm thankful for that opportunity. And I'm grateful. And I'm grateful. And I'm thankful. And I love you. Thank you for being here. I love me. And I love us. Let's say it again. I love you. I love me. I love us. Let us vote. Not at a ballot box. Let us vote. Voting is a decision. So let us vote. Let our decisions be made righteous. Let us vote righteously. Let us make righteous decisions in our hearts. I love you. I love me. I love us. I bid you a beautiful day. I share in the tone. Be well, beloved, and be light.